Hi, everyone. Super nice to meet you. I know I've had the opportunity to meet some of you already, but just to give you a 30-second rundown, since I hope that we'll all get to know each other better and closer, post-pandemic, when I can come visit all of your restaurants and businesses. But like Marissa said, my name is Reese. I've been in the agricultural and food system sector for about a decade in the San Juans and the South Puget Sound. And just, yeah, coming in with a lot of energy and hope for finding ways that we can all support each other as the pandemic continues and we're all having to adapt and shift. But I'll put my email in the chat, but please reach out if you need any kind of support. Whether or not we can offer it, we're happy to help connect you with other resources. So for our agenda today, we wanted to give an opportunity both well, we had to pivot at the last minute because tourism and us discovered that we would scheduled a similar meeting at the exact same time. So we decided to combine forces to better use everybody's time and to allow both more conversations for producers with themselves, restaurants with themselves, and also more conversation between restaurants and producers as we're going into the winter season, which is a big shift for everybody. So most of our agenda today is a lot of small group discussions. It's part of why we asked you to rename with your sector, is to help us make sure that our groups are either a mix of producers and buyers, or all buyers, or depending on what part we are on the agenda. If you're having any tech problems or running into troubles with the groups, you can message Alex with Sustainable Connections. He's our tech support guy, and he will help you out. So while you're doing that, we'll get ready to go into our first round of small groups. Our prompt is going to be, what is one thing that you're going to be focused on going into 2021? To move into our next round of breakout groups, this actually, I'm going to call out, Cheryl gave me the idea for this next section of figuring out how to have both producers and buyers figure out how we can best support each other as we're all making rapid changes, as we're all having to shift our business models and markets. So we're going to break into small groups again, this time small groups of producers, small groups of restaurateurs, with the goal of having you spend the time together to identify ideally like some concrete ideas of like, what do if you're a producer group, what can buyers be doing right now to support you? What do you wish that they knew about the challenges that you're going to be facing over the next couple of months? And then for the restaurateurs, and the buyers, what do you want the producers to know about, what you're planning or what challenges you're facing over the couple of months?
All right, everyone. Thank you. Welcome back from your small groups. I hope that you generated some ideas to listen and share. So I'm just going to open the floor first to our buyer groups, our restaurateurs, our grocers, and other food service folks to share out for 5 minutes, just popcorn style. What do you need from producers? As you go into 2021, what do you wish that they knew about what kind of planning or that you're going through, or what kind of flexibility you need, et cetera?
I can share a little bit in summary from our group. It seems like communication and digital communication is really needed more than ever to kind of stay in the forefront of customers' minds. I know we're all working really hard. I know tourism is working really hard, and so is Sustainable Connections, and constantly posting on social media and different community groups. And so just a reminder to all of you as well to utilize us and email us, send us announcements when you're doing something new or different. Make sure to keep your information updated on both eatlocalfirst.org, and I know Lauren's doing a great job maintaining, operations of restaurants. And so we're working really hard to share those things out on lots of different channels. And I know it's hard to wear so many hats and have to keep promoting yourself and doing all their normal operations as well. But just trying to keep everybody informed, I think is really important.
I think what we could use at BTC is just more contact with local growers that deliver. We have a person who works part-time just doing purchasing, and she rarely, if ever, gets price lists or email updates or anything like that to from local growers. So we end up, buying from larger distributors when we could be buying local. It's just they seem to forget about us as a viable option for sales. So I'm going to put her name and number in the chat.
Great.
And you guys can reach out to her. Some of you know her already, but that would be great.
I think one thing that has not come up that I know all of the restaurants need, and I believe is maybe scheduled in another meeting or something, but anyway, is to address the mass quantity of takeaway containers and waste. And so I guess from a supplier standpoint, if somebody's done the research and found a supplier for a, reasonably environmentally friendly way for us to send food away with our customers, I'm sure we all can benefit from that.
I just wanted to say really quick is that we have been looking into doing some wholesale accounts where we've got so many connections with local farmers and local producers and all sorts of things like that, that we were trying to maybe break into that market where we might, for the BTC or the restaurants and things, if there's something that you're looking for, or if you're just looking for fresh sheets or whatever, maybe we could connect on that and we could try to help you guys out with finding those connections and supplying you with product.
Okay, producers, on your end, what do you wish the buyers knew about what your plans are for this winter season? How can they best support you? What do you need from buyers right now?
I'll just say that we're, as a grower, we're entering into our crop planting season. So understanding a little bit about what buyers have used this year, that they feel they have some, whatever that means, level of confidence going into next year, what it is that you need, what it is that you found you didn't have access to, would be really helpful to us growers so that we can start that planning process and understand what we need to do and how we need to get it. And then one other quick thing, I had a question too related to packaging. We've been hearing a little bit from buyers that bulk is fine, but that packaging is tending to play a little bit more of a role in buying. So I guess as a grower, understanding what your needs are in packaging would be really, really helpful.
In our group, I was talking about an example of a buyer that I feel like works really well for us. And that's the Community Food Co-op in Bellingham. What I like about doing business with them is that they're just very transparent in how they share information. And so you know if they have like a primary and a secondary grower for certain products, and if they need somebody to fill gaps. So that's really helpful when you're trying to break into a market. And then they're also very transparent in what they project that they'll be able to pay you throughout the season, which helps a lot during production planning, just to have that information up front. It's really useful when that's possible. Yeah, and I know that they're a really large business working with like a lot of farmers, so that's not something that everybody's going to be able to do, but just having that clear information and having it shared with the whole farming community, I really appreciate that, and I find that to be very helpful.
One theme that I heard in a couple different conversations from producers was the need, because we're all making a lot of shifts really rapidly, to just err on the side of over communicating and being really transparent about the realities of where things are at and what you can promise and what you can't promise, and just, yeah, erring on the side of, like, you know, over communicating when shifts are happening, over communicating when there's opportunities for you both to pivot, so that when plans, you know, are tentatively made and then things continue to shift, that you're in communication with each other during that shift, so nobody feels like they were left out of the loop or couldn't, you know, weren't making informed decisions because they didn't have all the information.
I guess I would just like to say, for our business model, the most important thing for us is to have something unique and delicious, right? So a lot of times what we would run into is, you know, we'd have 4 or 5 farmers and they'd all be selling spinach at the same time, right? So then we would select one of them and buy from them for the spinach. But then if somebody had some weird pepper or something, like, that's something that we would jump on in an order, right? Like if you're planning on what to make, maybe, you know, you have your staples, but maybe also have a small section that's something new or something that people haven't tried before, so that you know, there's a little diversity and it makes you more I don't know what the word is, but desirable, I guess.
Thanks, Christopher.
Yeah, I've been noticing that really makes a difference for my little ginger beer. Just having, I wasn't doing it for a long time with COVID, but I make local seasonal flavors. And just having that additional option at my farmers market booth, people would normally just buy 1 bottle, but now since I have 2 flavors, they buy 2. And so I've been doing a little bit better that way.
Yeah, so we've seen a number of farms that have shifted. Maybe they didn't do a box in the past, but they have shifted to a CSA model. Sometimes they're even a short-term CSA model, and they've looked for businesses that are open downtown Bellingham, or, you know, somewhere more accessible than, say, Everson, that are willing to be host drop spots. And so I was curious for producers, are any of you in search of drop spot locations, or restaurants, are any of you willing to be a drop site now, or maybe in the spring as we're planning for CSA season? And also, if you are a producer who is thinking about or planning a new delivery option or direct to consumer option, would you please make sure to let us know, and if so, how we can support you with any of your logistics. We've seen some great models, like with Springtime Farm, bringing their boxes to Lost Giant Cider. So people will go, and it's just a great opportunity to get more people to the cider house, right? And more regular customers buying their cider while they're picking up their vegetables.
Great. Okay. Well, we're gonna move into our next small group, which is helping us to identify what the next right thing is. And there's a lot of research that sort of shows that when we're undergoing all these overwhelming changes and having to make so much shifts so quickly all the time, that it can feel really overwhelming and like you can't make a difference, you can't make a shift. So one way of getting around that is identifying what the next right thing is. Like, what's the 5% shift that you can make in order to be more where you'd like to be from where you are. So we're going to move into groups of 3 to 4 mixed producers and buyers this time, and just share with your colleagues, what is the next right thing? What can you commit to during this winter season to support your colleagues as producers or buyers? All right, welcome back, everyone. Thank you for sticking with us this far. The great news is that we got through like what we wanted to do together pretty quickly today. So we just have a couple more things, and then we're going to cut everybody loose early. I know it's one of my favorite things, is ending meetings early. So I hope you join me in that. But we did want to take a couple minutes to have a little bit of market matchmaking. So if you want to share in the chat, from chef, restaurants, buyers, if there is a particular product that you're looking to source locally, and producers, if you have a product that you have extra of that you would like to get out and about, please share that in the chat. And Sustainable Connections is committing to sending follow-up emails to connect you if there's a match between the product that you're looking for and a producer that has it, or vice versa. So just we'll give everyone a couple minutes there to add that in the chat, and then Sustainable Connections will follow up this week to do some of that matchmaking. And we also wanted to make a little bit of space for any community announcements, any campaigns going on, any specials. Just have 5 minutes slotted for you all to share out if there's upcoming important events, or if you're putting on promotions for the holidays. Please feel free to unmute and share out.
Well, I want to share out just to make a pitch for the Think Local First Whatcom gift card that's coming out. So everybody stay tuned for more information on that. But that's an opportunity for anybody who can take a MasterCard to participate. There is no fee to participate, and we're going to be pitching this to people who live here and major employers to buy these cards for their employees and use them as gifts so that we can get money out there to our local businesses. So if you get a pitch from us to participate, we hope that you will. If you can take MasterCard, you're in.
So you all are invited November, actually, Marissa, can I get you to look up the date? I'm sorry, I don't have my Whatcom Food Network hat on right now, but
I know,
please
sorry.
do come to the to the Whatcom Food Network Fall Forum. We've adapted it online. It's going to be about 2 hours long. And our focus is we have invited a number of folks from local government to share out about where funds from the CARE Act have been distributed in the food system, with the hope of sharing out actually broken down by sector, where support has gone and what some of those programs have been. And then the second half of the program is invitations from people in the community to reflect on where the gaps have been and where they found successes. Azizi from Brandywine is going to be speaking. Rosalinda from C2C is going to be speaking, just to reflect on what their experiences have been of the COVID recovery, and have a community conversation about, what the gaps have been and where there might be opportunities to fill those in, so that we're not leaving anybody behind as we adapt and resource ourselves to move forward. Do you have anything that you want to add, Cheryl? It's November 18th from 2 to 4 p.m.
No, I think that's good.
I guess one thing I'd like to request is that if someone could help identify those CARES Act funds sort of by jurisdiction or region. I just started subscribing to all the papers in Whatcom County and see that there's money coming into Ferndale, but you have to have a Ferndale business license. We're outside the city limits of Ferndale. We're not in Bellingham. So, for those of us who are unincorporated Whatcom County, how do these funds flow, and how do you avail yourselves if there are any more?
Thanks, Craig. I'm meeting with the person who's arranging those speakers this afternoon, so I'll make sure to bring that up with her.
And I'll also do a little pitch for tourism, because right now I am thinking about Christmas and Thanksgiving, and I know that everybody enjoys making food and most restaurants have specials along those times. So if you're looking to do something, promote something, or have any special events planned for Christmas or Thanksgiving, please email us at media@bellingham.org, like now, sooner rather than later. I'm planning to launch our list of restaurants offering Thanksgiving within the next few weeks. I would love to include any additional information if you have boxes or produce or anything available on that aspect. And same for Christmas. And the more information I can get sooner, the more flexibility that gives me to be creative with the content, including photos, social media campaigns, TripAdvisor. So if you have anything kind of generating that you're working on, please let tourism know so we can get that content up on our web.
For closing, we just wanted to give time for everyone to share if you have a 2 to 3 word what you took away from this morning, what you gained, or yeah, I'm just gonna, I'll start and model it, and then I'm just gonna pass the mic to somebody, and then they'll pick the next person until everybody's go, and then we can get on with our the rest of our Mondays. So thank you all for joining. It was really great to put some names to faces and to have you all share sort of vulnerably about, you know, what it is that you need from each other, because I think that's super important. So thank you. And I'm gonna pass to Eric from tourism.
3 words, lots of notes. So thank you all. I took lots of notes, and I'll reach out kind of with a recap to my restaurant group, and I'll think about when the next time that we get together is. So thank you for all the points you all brought up and the ways that we can support you. I will pass my mic down to Greg.
Thank you. Thanks to everybody. My 3 words are faces, connections, and how do I put what it is that you actually do into one word? But yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised to see all of you here and find some resources that I didn't necessarily know were available. So happy to start to pursue some of those connections. Thank you. I pass to an old yoga practitioner buddy I haven't seen for a while, Will from Piazza.
Hi, Greg. I knew you were going to say me when you started out like that. I think it was just wonderful to be a part of the food community, and that's what I got out of it. So I really appreciate all of you, and I wish you the best. Oh, I will pass the mic to Braden. Sorry, Braden.
No worries. Yeah, consider it passed. My grandmother called me Brandon in my whole life, so no biggie, Will. Yeah, so my 3 words, just continue to collaborate, I think, right? Between all of the message, that was like the resounding thing. Thanks you guys for hosting, organizing this. I haven't participated in a ton of these and stuff, but this is helpful. Always, the more often that we can do this sort of thing and start making new connections and finding new ways of reaching people and reaching each other, the better off we're going to be, going forward. So thanks again, guys. Oh, and so I pass it off to Deborah.
Okay, the 3 words I got most from this meeting today were the need to communicate. I know that we've all been up to the ears busy, and it's just now, the season is just now closing down. So I hope that I have more time to find out what to do, especially through sustainable connections. And I appreciate what they offer to all of us, all the help that they can provide. So that's something I want to be doing more of, communicating more.
Sure. Yeah, this was really great. It was just nice to connect with everybody. And I guess my words would be local community enthusiasm. It's just nice to see folks trying to make connections and to just keep supporting each other. So thanks everybody, and thanks Sustainable Connections for hosting this. I'll pass the mic over to Cheryl.
Okay. I think the clear directives for this meeting was really helpful. I also really appreciate the collaboration between tourism and their meeting and this group. I think it added more depth to this meeting, and I really appreciate all of you being clear and coming with focused ideas. That's really helpful, rather than just helping support each other emotionally, but to come back with some concrete ideas. It's just been great. Thank you. Who else? Miranda.
Hello. My 3 words are thankful for local. That's really what's getting me through this whole time. And especially thanks to Sustainable Connections for starting this crazy week off on such a positive note. I will pass to Christopher. Hi, Christopher.
Hi, Miranda. I guess my 3 words are going to be tell better stories. When I was talking with Craig, he said he was looking at my website and he couldn't really get a sense of who we were. So, I mean, at the core, obviously we're a grocery delivery business, right? But he said that it's really important to really tell people why you're doing it and who you are. And so I guess that's what I have. And I guess who's left here? Maybe Marissa, did you go?
I'll go. Thanks. Thanks, Christopher. Mine is hope and human connection. I feel like I've been stuck in my little house because I have literally work here, sleep here, everything. And it's just so lovely to see all of your faces and know that we can help each other out. Really grateful for that and really looking forward to when we can get together in person again and share some food and fellowship. And I will pass it to Sandy.
Thanks, Marissa. My 3 words are pitch, food, writers. So we talked a little bit about the fact that travel writers can't come here now during the pandemic. So maybe we put together collaborative boxes of really unique products and get them into the hands of a bunch of food writers. So stay tuned for more on that. And thank you so much for organizing this and for letting us collaborate and participate with you all. And I will pass to Maria.
Thanks, Sandy. Yeah, I want to say thank you to Sustainable Connections too. This is probably one of the most productive Zoom meetings I've been on in a long time. And I think my 3 words are just eat your vegetables. That's it. And I'm going to pass the mic to Amber.
My 3 words are send us your information or send us info. We at Tourism can't get the word out if we don't know the information. So if you want to go ahead and send us anything you guys have going on at media@bellingham.org, we can help you out with getting the word out to our, Facebook followers, a variety of places. So, and I will pass the mic on to Lauren.
Oh, this is going to sound repetitive. The words that I'm thinking of are creative, hopeful, and just honestly, I'm inspired. Being the creative kind of, writer for tourism, these meetings fuel me. It helps me know what you guys have going on, what your goals are, what is being covered, what isn't being covered. And, since like Marissa said, we're all at home, it's hard for me to know what I'm missing since we're not always out there. So these meetings they help me keep going and see the vision and make sure that I'm still doing my due diligence and letting people know what's up. So send us your info. I'm looking for as much Thanksgiving and holiday stuff as possible. I love Sandy's idea of boxes, and I know that, people are hungry for that content, and you guys are awesome. You're local. I love supporting you and highlighting all of these businesses. So let me know what you guys are up to so I can do a good job for you. And then I have to pick someone. I really don't know who hasn't.
Kristen,
Devin.
Ozzy.
Oh yeah, Ozzy, you can go.
All right. My 3 words are connecting, grateful, and informed. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to share your thoughts and your information and how you're surviving the pandemic. And also, thank you, Sustainable Connections, for this was smooth. This was a great experience. And I just want to thank you guys, too, for hosting this and getting everybody involved. I'll pass it on to Devin.
Yeah, I'd say my 3 words, I guess, are take care of each other. This is, you know, from my point of view and Semiahmoo, we've, you know, for those of us that had jobs and have been working, we've been working the whole time and coming into work, and it's been strange and difficult, but everybody is, you know, on edge and fried and frazzled for those of us that have been coming to work every day and haven't really had much time or vacations. And so we're really just trying to take care of each other, be gentle, you know, be compassionate, realize that we're all kind of working a lot and dealing with something new, and knowing that we have a great support of a community like Sustainable Connections and everybody else, all of our producers and purveyors and things like that, really keep us going. So thank you.
And Kristen, I don't think you've gone yet.
I just want to thank Sustainable Connections and tourism. And I think my 3 words are food is comfort. So just remember, we're feeding people's souls right now. And that is the one thing that if you first you smell it, then you see it, then you taste it. You can't smell it. So get it visual out there so people can see how wonderful it is. They eat with their eyes. And it is that one comfort thing that we can all still have at this time, and optimistic for 2021.
Yeah, I guess I'm just going to keep it to 2 words. Thank you. All the work that everybody's doing. And it gives me hope and a feeling of community when those aren't things that I feel on a day-to-day basis for the most part. So I appreciate just the strength of this community, and feels good. Feels very warm. So thank you all.
Thank you, everyone. We appreciate you joining us this morning. But like I said, we'll send out a follow-up survey. Please fill it out, and we'll also share out everyone's contact information and some of those matchmaking opportunities for buyers and producers. But yeah, even, you know, as you keep going into the winter months, if on the restaurant buyer end, if you have products that you're looking to source, give us a call and we're happy to help connect you with producers. Producers, if you have unsold produce, let us know. We want to help you get it in the hands of the people that want it. So don't be shy. With that, we'll release you. Thank you very much, and hope to see you all soon.